Well, today I want to talk about the solar eclipse that's coming right around the corner. As a farmer, we pay a lot of close attention to what's going on around us and the different phases of the sun and moon. It really does have a great value to us, and in terms of all the different cycling that happened around the property. And really the solar eclipse is kind of a fascinating, charismatic celestial event that, more or less actually does a number of different things to us and the wild animals and the domesticated animals we have on the farm. But really I just wanted to kind of give you an overview about what's actually happening here. It's sort of an obvious thing. The moon goes in front of the sun and blocks it out for a while and sort of runs with it in that ecliptic with the sun, and as it goes it lays this shadow down over the planet. And that kind of crossover really only happens when the moon is new. That means when new moons happen, when the moon is out during the day and the sun doesn't shine on it. So it's really when the moon is at high in the sky at noon and there's no light shining on it, so it's really invisible to us. But when an eclipse happens, that invisible moon floats in front of the sun and just perfectly fits over the top of it. And for us, we're a little bit north of what the eclipse path is actually following, so it won't be an entire, what they call a totality for us. We'll have a little bit of a difference on it, but it will be very visible to all of us. And it'll affect really midday. We'll add a couple of hours of increasing darkness and then lightening up again. And the big effect for that, for all of things, is that the whole of nature kind of thinks that that's dusk and it's evening. So lots of things happen. The bees will likely return to their hives. The chickens might go back to their roosts. The sheep will probably bed down. It's often known that spiders will take down their webs, and cows will go back to the barn for the night. But generally that's just a physical relationship to it getting dark. Here it is an earlier moment. It really doesn't affect the circadian rhythm of sleep or anything like that. It just triggers the impulse to want to return to bed. But because it doesn't last long enough, it doesn't have a dramatic effect on plants and other things like that. Generally speaking, it doesn't affect flowering or anything like that. Just in those moments of darkness, a lot like maybe a really cloudy, rainy day, photosynthesis drops off, so the plant produces a lot less sugar in that moment. But generally speaking, it's a really tremendous moment for the rest of our society to kind of pay attention to what's going on in the celestial sphere up above us. And I think it's a pretty fascinating and excellent moment for us to kind of consider the idea that all the time the moon, the sun, and to a great extent the planets and different things are actually affecting all the cycles of nature, whether that's blooms of pests or fungi or seed germination, and that when we're in tune with that and planting and moving and doing different tasks with our animals in sync with those natural celestial cycles, then we actually do better off because we line up with those pathogen cycles and we line up with those pest cycles and best moments for pruning, best moments for harvesting and sowing seeds. And so let's let this moment to kind of just tune us back in again to what's actually happening in the rest of the universe besides just on the ground in our regular day. And hopefully nothing goes too haywire for you through the course of the day on the 21st. So we'll all hopefully still be here afterwards, and we'll see you next time.